Cosmetics, and today I wanted to show you how to create the perfect fall smoky eye. One of the reasons that I love fall is it gives me a really great opportunity to be introducing some beautiful, rich colors into my everyday makeup routine. Also, a smoky eye is a lot more acceptable to wear during the day this time of year than any other time of year. So if you want to learn how to recreate this look, just keep watching. I have already demonstrated for you on my right eye what I'm going to be doing today, and this look was actually inspired by the blue jay. I always look outside for really great inspiration for different colors to use, especially different colors that look really great together. So there's some neutrals, there's some blues and greens, and I just thought the blue adds the perfect pop of color to really bring out my eye color. I also want to let you know, however, that you don't have to have blue eyes to wear blue shadow. In fact, those of you who have brown eyes, blue is a perfect color to make your brown eyes pop because it is opposite on the color wheel from brown. So don't think that just because you have brown eyes or green eyes that this is a look that you can't pull off, because you really can. Blue shadows are making a huge comeback in the trend market right now. A lot of different cosmetics companies are actually coming out with different hues of blue and shadow palettes. I just got a notification yesterday from MAC that they're releasing a brand new shadow palette that has different colors of blues and neutrals. So this is a really perfect time to start playing with this. So obviously I'm going to start by priming my lid with my favorite shadow primer by Urban Decay in the color Eden. I showed you guys this color the other day. So I'm going to go ahead and apply that with the applicator, and then I'm just going to blend it in using my finger. I want to make sure that I get the primer all over my lid to not just help my shadow to stay in place and prevent it from creasing, but also to cancel out any lid discoloration that I have. Okay, and I already have my brows and the rest of my makeup done. So for today, I'm going to be using one of my new palettes that I just received that I'm really excited about. I've been using it quite a lot lately. This is the Unique Moodstruck Addiction Shadow Palette number 4. And let me show you some of the beautiful colors in here. I'm so excited. So this has some really great neutrals, as I mentioned before, and then it has these 3 colors at the end. The other thing that's great about it is it has several different textures. So it has some shimmers, it has some satins, and then it has 4 matte shades, which are really wonderful. In creating the perfect eyeshadow look, you really want to have some different textures so that it gives it really great dimension. So I'm going to start with my highlight color. I always start with my highlighting color first. So this is a really beautiful neutral champagne, and I'm just going to apply that right in the corner, bring it all the way up to the brow, and about a quarter of the way across the lid, because I'm going to be blending the other colors into this neutral. So then I'm going to take this really pretty icy blue, and I'm going to start applying that where I ended with the neutral champagne color, and I'm going to bring that all the way across my lid, just for a little pop of color and some beautiful, beautiful shine. This is going to be a really easy eye. There's not a whole lot of steps involved. And all of the colors I'm going to be using are from one palette, so that makes it really nice as well. So then taking a smaller shadow brush, I'm going to use this color here. Now I love this color because it's a greenish blue. It's kind of comparable to like a peacock blue, which is really, really beautiful. And I'm going to start applying that right over the top of where the icy blue color was applied, and just very carefully bring it all the way out to the corner of my eye, and I'm going to start blending it upward just a little bit, not too far. I don't want a whole lot of color above the crease of the eye. I want most of the color to be concentrated on the lid itself. So I'm just gonna bring it slightly up into the crease and then stop. So these steps are gonna really help you define the shape of the eye as well, which is really, really important in creating a smoky eye. So then I'm gonna take this color, it's called Arrogant. It's actually a nice cool brown, so it's really, really great for your transition and blending color. And I'm gonna set my brush right on top of where that blue was, but then I'm gonna bring this all the way up into the crease and start blending it in toward the bridge of my nose. So this is going to be the color that I use to define the eye socket. And it's also that beautiful transition color. So then as I continue blending, I'm using lighter and lighter brush strokes and bringing it all the way in to the bridge of the nose. So you can see how beautifully that's defining the shape of my eye. So then I'm gonna take a fluffy angle shadow brush, which is this. This is also by Unique. This is a really great brush because it has the sponge tip applicator on one end and then it has a fluffy angle brush on the other end. And I'm gonna use this beautiful midnight blue. And this is going to be used at the very end of the eye. So what I'm gonna do is I basically set it down on my lid to create that V shape. And I'm just going to start arching it up ever so slightly. I'm not going to use a whole lot of this because I don't want it to get too dark. And again, I don't want to be applying too much color. So I'm bringing it up just slightly into the crease. And then I'm going to stop and come back with my fluffy blender brush. This is a MAC brush. I can't tell you what number it is. I've had this brush for probably about 15 years, and it is still my favorite brush to use for blending. It's just the right size. So I'm gonna start blending that color right into the corner of the outer corner of my lid. So I'm just gonna continue blending this color on the outer edge of the eye and then blending it ever so slightly up toward that contour that I created in my crease using that neutral color shadow. So it's adding just the right amount of definition and just the perfect amount of color. So I'm then going to line the upper and lower lash line, and I'm using my MAC Pro Fluid Line in Dip Down, which is that beautiful rich chocolate color that I shared with you guys the other day. And I'm going to go underneath my lash line first, just to create that thickness and fullness in my lashes. And I bring that all the way into the corner. And then I will line the upper lash line. And I want to stick really close to the base of my lashes first to create that fullness. My lashes aren't very full. They're long, but they aren't very full. So this really helps to create the illusion of really thick, dark lashes. So then for a little bit of a wing at the end, I don't want too much because I don't want it to detract attention from what I've already done. So I just pull here and then I set my angle brush at the very edge of the eye and just really lightly drag it out. And then you match your brush up with where you created that line and you just pull it back up onto the lid and then fill it in. And there you've created the perfect little wing at the end. So the wing liner is a lot easier than you may think. I know for those of you who haven't practiced with it a lot, that it may seem really difficult, but once you have the right tools and you apply it properly, it's really not that difficult. So to get more of a smoky look across the lash line, I'm going to go back over it with this tiny little defining shadow brush, and I'm going to use that same midnight blue color, and basically I'm just going right over the top of where I just applied that liner and just deepening that beautiful midnight blue hue that I had and defining it a little bit better. Whoops. And see, even I make mistakes every once in a while. So if you goof like I just did, just take a little brush and clean it up. That's the nice thing about these liners that I use too, is like I mentioned before, they are pretty forgiving before they set. You've got about 15 to 20 seconds to get the look that you want before it sets. So if you do make a small error, it's not a huge deal. You can always fix it. So I'm going to take that brush again and just start kind of pulling that blue color over onto my lid a little bit more so that everything is really well blended. That's really the key, ladies, with creating the perfect smoky eye, is making sure that everything is blended really well. So then for the bottom lash line, to kind of marry the two together, I'm going to use a neutral instead of a blue on my lower lash line, and I'm going to use this dark chocolate brown. This is called Brave, but any dark chocolate brown would work. And I'm just going to pull this about a quarter of the way across my lower lash line. And then I'm going to use the lighter chocolate brown that I used before and bring it the rest of the way across. And I'm just going to smudge it into that blue. Okay, then I'm going to go back and I'm going to use my liner once more and tight line so that everything is nice and rich and dark. Okay, so you have the perfect smoky eye. So then all you have to do to finish off this look is get some really beautiful, thick, full lashes. So again, I'm going to use my CoverGirl Lash Blast Mascara in black. I am going to show you how to use the amazing Fiber Lash Mascara. It's 3D Fiber Lash Mascara by Unique. I've gotten so much feedback about this mascara since it launched several years ago, and some people really like it, some people don't like it. And what I've heard from the people that don't like it is that they were never shown how to properly apply it. There are a couple of tricks to really get the look that you want, so I'm going to show you how to do that now. So I put a coat of my regular mascara on first. I have just found that using a mascara that is a little bit wetter in terms of the consistency works better as your base coat than the mascara that comes with the product, because you get basically a black mascara, which is like the sealant, and then you get the fibers. But I have found using my regular mascara first as my base works a little bit better. So I got one coat of my regular mascara on. Then I'm going to take the fibers. So these are actually green tea fibers. They're really, really fine. So when I first pull the wand out of the tube, I kind of smash the fibers down together. And what that does is it inhibits the fibers from falling all over your face as you're applying it. So I start by just kind of twirling the wand through my fingers, through the lashes, to lay down that first coat of fibers. And I'm really paying attention to the ends of my lash so that I can get some buildup and volume and length. Okay, so you can already see a huge difference in the lashes. They're longer, they're thicker, they're fuller. Then I'm going to take the mascara that comes with the kit. This mascara is quite thick, so that's why I use it as my second coat instead of the first. And I do the same thing. I start at the base of the lash and I just pull it through the tips, rolling the brush through my fingers. This is going to help declump the lashes, because nobody wants chunky, clumpy lashes. And this is really helping to separate, but it's still building length and volume. Okay, so then I'm going to go back and I'm going to apply a second coat of the fibers. I don't even need to get more on my spoolie because there's plenty left over from the time before. And again, I'm starting at the base and just pulling the wand very carefully through the lashes. So this coat is really going to help to add length onto my lash. What it does is those fibers just continue to build on top of each other. So I mean, if you want super thick, super long lashes, I would apply 3 coats of the fibers, but I'm only going to apply 2 today. Okay, and then we're gonna add 1 more coat of the mascara on top and you will be set. 1 more. And kind of the cool thing about it too is obviously as you continue to use the mascara inside the tube, those fibers will start building up. So you have fibers on this brush as well, which just helps to add that thickness and that volume that you're looking for. I always like to feather my lashes out on the very end. Okay, so look at that lash. I think that it really did the trick. And this is something that I've never experienced from any other mascara. And believe me when I tell you, I've used plenty of all of the trendy new mascaras, expensive mascaras, cheap mascaras, all the way across the board. I wear false lash strips quite often. But since I started using this mascara duo, I have pretty much done away with that, which has also really helped my lashes because when you wear false lashes on a regular basis, it can damage your lashes. It pulls them out gradually over time. So I have just found this is the best option for me. So there you have a beautiful fall smoky eye, and it took me all but I think about 5 minutes to create. So if you have any questions about this look, just drop a comment below and I'll get those answered for you. Also, if you have anything that you've always wanted to learn about, please drop a comment and I will do my best to make a video just for you as well. So keep watching. I will be releasing new videos every Wednesday. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, be beautiful and live beautifully.